Welcome back, everybody, to the Cave Story playthrough. This is part 13, and this is why the waterway cabin is so important. We're going to be taking a rest. And look who's in the bed. Yeah, I love this game. Oh, jeez. Anyway, not trying to implicate anything about Curly Brace, but still. Anyway, I kind of got confused here. The FAQ told me that there's an important notebook. Yeah, I sort of thought maybe I had to talk to her, or, inspect her. Not in that way, but then go look at it. But in fact, I had to go talk to the computer first. Stupid computer. Now I can see the notebook. Yes, I do. Service developed robots underwater. Submerged long period. Short down. Flood robot. ... And just like that, conveniently enough, we've learned how to treat flooded robots. Well, the aforementioned procedures, the rebooting process. Sweet. Okay, so that being said, all I have to do is just talk to Curly again, and I can drain the water from her somehow. We're not going to ask how. It just happens. Be quiet! And Curly Brace wakes up. Yay! Oh boy. That Curly Brace is such a nice person, though. Oh. Dope. Again. Anyway, this is yet another important thing that you have to do. You have to pick no to leave her here. And, of course, save. And now she's got the water drained out of her, and she's just sort of going through her quote-unquote rebooting process. So now Curly Sue's alive. I knew I was going to stumble and say Curly Sue. Gosh darn it. Curly Brace is alive. Anyway, speaking of which, whoa. I know I've been calling her Curly Brace this whole time, instead of just like Curly. I kind of like the name Curly Brace. It's got a nice ring to it. Curly Brace. Curly Brace. I usually don't speak of people using their first and last names, but Curly Brace is such a cool name. Anyway, whoa, that was an awesome bit of spiky stuff, and something's coming! The main artery of the, I'm going to assume, the waterway. Now, this giant fishy guy is, this guy's called Ironhead. Believe it or not, it's actually from one of Pixel, the guy who made this game. It's from one of Pixel's previous games. I can't remember the name offhand, but it's a Japanese name. He actually, I'm not 100% sure on this. I think he wasn't a bad guy in the other game, but he was sort of like not a good guy, if you can understand that. Anyway, when he gets behind us, he shoots those red eyeball things like those ghost guys did back in Grasstown. And yeah, as you can see, like a bunch of these like puffer fish come out of nowhere, and they puff themselves up when they get off to the right side of the screen. And yeah, after they puff up, they become dangerous. Curly Brace is drifting away, but I'm going to show you all an Easter egg here. That Easter egg being that if you do the Ironhead boss without taking any bit of damage, you'll get this little cutscene with squids all over the place. Those squids are also from the aforementioned game which Ironhead is in. And you also get a special hidden item called the Alien Medal, which does nothing. Sort of like Curly's panties. Well, does nothing in the game. Anyway, this looks familiar. It's the reservoir from the Mimiga village. Also, I just decided to inspect the Alien Medal. It has no use. Anyway, I really should have inspected, quote-unquote, Curly's panties to see what it says about them, but I sort of didn't. Anywho, now we're back in the Mimiga village, and it's got this really creepy music. And yeah, everybody's gone. That's really awkward. All the Mimigas from the Mimiga village are gone. But who is this? It's Professor Booster! Like I mentioned before, if you don't take the booster V08 before, he lives to see another day. So he's stolen the Mimigas and gotten the red flowers. Now he gives you the booster version 2.0, which is the better of the two boosters. Awkward. So, he basically just wants me to take Sue and get out of there. The reason why Professor Booster doesn't die if you don't talk to him is because he actually gets to keep the booster instead of giving it to you. So if he has the booster, he's able to boost himself out of that place where he got trapped. And, yeah, then he lives to see another day, upgrades it, and gives it to you when he's, you know, back in a safe spot. Anywho, the thing about the booster, compared to the booster version 0.08, the booster 2.0 actually lets you boost in all different directions. The booster V08 only lets you boost upwards. Ouch. Okay, and so this place looks a bit familiar, doesn't it? Flashback to part 1 of this video. The series, playthrough, yeah. Anywho, yeah, this is exactly the first cave. This is where we started off from. Huh. Now, why would we be going through here? Well, I'll explain that in just a bit. It's actually, I'd like to keep it a bit of a surprise. And I actually am very pleased with this decision myself. Anyway, using the booster to just sort of fly through here, everything's like really easy to kill. And look, it's the hermit gunsmith who was sleeping before when he stole his gun. Yeah, we sort of took it from you. Ah, he took the gun back. Oh, hey. Okay. Okay. The hermit gunsmith is quite a wise man, giving all sorts of poetic stuff. Really? He wasn't done finishing it. Well, let's see the finished product then. The Polar Star became the Spur! The Spur! The best gun in the game! Well, technically. I'll get to that in a little bit. In a few parts, actually. But still, the Spur, in comparison to the Polar Star, has a charge system where you hold the charge button, and the longer you charge it, the more it levels up. It doesn't actually level up with the EXP bits that you pick up. It basically just levels up as long as you charge it. And then it, you know, immediately decreases back to 1 after you fire the shot. So, that being said, every time you want to use it, it's a good idea to just sort of charge it. Unless you're dealing with, like, a whole bunch of enemies. Then you can just, like, you know, blast the crap out of it. Ouch! Yeah, after you get the Spur, I guess it was the designer's awesome idea to just fill the first cave with all sorts of the, you know, the bats and critters. Great. So you basically get like a good practice run with the Spur. This is not exactly how I wanted to practice it. It's far more annoying than how I wanted to practice it. But we're practicing with it. And that's what matters. Ouch! Gosh darn critters. You and your butts. Alright, here we go. And there we go. Sweet. Alright, and out of here. I'm not even going to bother with that last one. It's not even worth it. Alright. Oh, that's the word I was looking for. I didn't realize the hermit gunsmith was so philosophical. Right, that's what I meant to say. Sorry. Anyway, once you get the Spur, you can actually get a sort of a bonus item. And I'm going to show that bonus item right now. Believe it or not. No, I don't actually want to go to the egg corridor. I want to go to the... back to the labyrinth. Which, the icon is actually one of those stupid cockroaches, which sort of sums up the whole labyrinth, pretty much. Anyway, so yeah, using the booster, we're here in that spot that Professor Booster was supposedly going to die at, had you taken the booster from him. Anyway, we move all the way back to that, what's it called? The shop? The labyrinth shop, right. Where that cockroach guy wanted to trade you the Polar Star for this snake. So instead, if you come back with the Spur, he'll give you a little special item. The Whimsical Star. Now this Whimsical Star actually appears, you don't actually... See, he's already got the strongest weapon. See, even he knows it. It appears when you charge up the Spur to level 3, and once you do that, then a bunch of three little stars will come and appear around you, and they'll hit any enemies that are in its vicinity. That being said, the Whimsical Star isn't really a strong item. It only does about 1... I'm pretty sure it does like 1 damage every time it hits somebody. No, I don't want to remove it. But the thing about it is, if you charge it up, you know, you get all 3 of them around you, just like that. There they are. And if you get hit, you'll actually lose 1 star until you're out of stars. So, you know, you get hit like a max of 3 times, and then you lose all of them. But you can keep getting them back as long as you charge the Spur up to max. And yeah, it just makes it sort of infinite, in a way. Anyway, that's it for this part of the playthrough. Join me in part 14, where we'll be moving on to the next part of Cave Story that, well, that we're going to explore. Because we explore caves, and we explore them well. See you all next time.